Hey everybody, Psychosaurus is here. Welcome back to Age of Empires Online. And today, as you can see, winter event has started. Oh boy. And yes, it is today, right? It's still Monday. Yes. So, today it started. We got some patch notes with small changes. And yes, we have the blog about the winter event. And I'm just gonna say there's only a few things interesting this year, and it kind of makes me sad about it, but well, it is what it is. So first, we have the patch notes. So, quest updates. Round Rudolph round, quest difficulty increased to 4-star from 3-star, rewards adjusted. Now, if you remember, Round Rudolph round is from the, well, it's not officially first year, but second year winter event, but yeah, the first set of legendary quests for the winter event. And this is the one where you have the time challenge to mine a lot of stone, and then you have like the main base, which are the Norse, then you have the side bases, which are the Celts, and then at the top you will find the Ice King. And this quest, I'll be honest, I kept wondering why it was not like 4-star from the start, because this quest has pretty big spam of units. Like if I compare it to some other 3-stars that were available at the time, I would say this was like much more harder, much more difficult than any other 3-star. So I think it should have been 4-star from the get-go. So if you ask me, this is something that should have been done a long time ago, because that quest was definitely never a 3-star in my opinion, and I'm happy that they improved this, because that means more rewards for how much time you actually spend in the quest. It can be quite long quest. Usually it takes me around like 40 minutes, like over 40 minutes. With some faster saves, I could get it around 40 minutes, but yeah, it's very long quest. There's too much to do. There's a lot of unit spam. So definitely this is a good change in my opinion for some of the extra rewards. Then we have the winter event now has material turn-in quest for all epic materials. And yes, winter event was the only one that did not have that. And I'll be honest, I don't think the winter event ever needed the trade-in quest, like, or turn-in quest or whatever. Because winter event, I feel like winter event was always the best one for rewards. Like you get really good amount of winter points, but you also need like 25 shards, which is like 5 shards per quest. So you play 5 legendary quests, you have 25 shards, there's 1 heart, hey, you have 1 item. So I feel like winter event was always the easiest one to farm, or not easiest, but like the fastest one to farm. And like the points, like you would get like 500 per quest. So yeah, you play 5 quests, you have 1 item, 2500 points. Honestly, I feel like that was always the best one, so I never really felt like you need the turn-in quest. Now for summer event, that's a different story, but for winter event, nah, I never thought about it. So for me, I don't really care. And Halloween, like, I feel like Halloween was always well rewarding around the Halloween points, so I never felt like Halloween needed it either. But yeah, for summer event, it's definitely something that's very needed. Cause like seriously, summer event, like it has easy to get items, but like buying items from the store for the points, that's the worst part about the event. But okay, nothing else here. Then we got the bug fixes. Fixed an issue where offline mode could not be accessed via the launcher. So yeah, you open the launcher, hey, and here was the button. It would not work for some reason. Okay, that should have been fixed now. Now, other updates. Heavy Spear of the Ice King now also grants snare resistance, 61.8%. Now, beware, it's not the piercing frost spear, it's the heavy spear of the Ice King. And you might remember this one as one of the least, one of the least popular items from the event, because I would describe it as the spear that offers like good damage, like let's say Zahak's spear, but then it also gives snare, which snare is not really that useful in PvE, to be honest. It's good for ranged units, but like for melee units, you don't really care about it. So now you also get the snare resistance. It is definitely a nice bonus because that means I can put it on some units, most likely cavalry units, so you don't get snared by the enemy spearmen or other units, and you just fully utilize the speed. So it has some usage, but I still don't think it will make it into like a very good item. And honestly, I need to make the video about the last remaining stats. I think those are the last ones, which is the snare and snare resistance, and maybe like movement speed, but I think movement speed is pretty obvious. Honestly, wait. Oh, there is something I need to say about movement speed. So, yeah, it should be movement speed, snare resistance, which is very nicely connected. So, definitely I need to do it at some point. But yeah, heavy spear. I think before it had some usage, but it was like I said, for PvE you don't care about snare. Snare resistance at least has some usage, so I think it's nice. Light Spear of the Piercing Frost. Damage increased to 37.2% from 31.2%. Ignore armor increased to 30% from 20%. Now, I believe I was talking about this, was it last year? I think it was last year. And the Light Spear, I don't remember what exactly I said, I should have checked it, but I believe the Light Spear was like not really that good until the enemy got the last armor attacks, where the damage would caught up to some items, like the more, I think something like that. It was something like that, I think. But to put it simply, it did not have like that great value, so in my opinion it needed some damage buff, which I'm totally glad I see this number, the 6% damage increase. But I'm not like too optimistic about the plus 30%. I think this is a little bit overkill, but I kind of get it that it still will not be the most ideal thing. And I would rather not go too deep into this right now because I believe this is gonna need some deeper analysis. So yeah, I'll be making another video, and it will be definitely including this spear, just to see how much better it is now. Well, I'm not gonna look at the old stats. It's obviously you have at least 6% damage here, which is already good. But like, compare how good the numbers are for different armor numbers. So that's what we're gonna do, and that's all from this patch notes. So that's all of it. So if you ask me, there are a few good changes, not that big, but it's definitely some improvement. So Run Rudolph Run is definitely good. Definitely the heavy spear at least has some usage, so I'm glad to see that, and I definitely am glad for this buff, but I don't know how good is it gonna be yet because I did not check the numbers yet. But yeah, I think it's a good set of changes. I have nothing against it. But let's move on to the block for the Winterman, and I'm not gonna read this. So it's pretty much the standard things you know. So we have the login gift, so you can see what you can get. So obviously all you need to do is just log in, grab the daily reward, and that's it. You'll have your rewards. And pretty much this is already guaranteeing you some items as well, because if you can get the Ice King's Heart, hey, free item to craft, and that's gonna be down below. But yeah, so yeah, winter points, some consumables, also the decoration for your capital city. So like the stairs, the trees of Satalia. So if you want the full set, you'll get the rock for free. Then you need the stairs, trees, statue, and the fireplaces. So there's that. If you did not get from previous years, then definitely get the craftable war recipe here, the wall of the piercing frost, which is definitely great for your towers. And yeah, some decorations for mammoths. Also consumable recipe, the mammoth. Also get that one if you can. But yeah, other than that, I think the Ice King shards and the hearts are gonna be the most important thing. But if you want the items, hey, you need to log in every single day throughout the event. So the horse armor, sling of the Ice King, staff of the Ice King, axe of the Ice King, and greaves of the Ice King. All of these are somewhat solid items, but I would not really focus on them. If I had to suggest, definitely grab the axe of the Ice King, and then maybe the greaves of the Ice King. It's not like 100% necessary, but it is definitely good for your more defensive units, or maybe if you want movement speed instead of the damage from the Master Assassins, then this is a good choice. The rest is not really that important to get, but there are some interesting items to get. And with the buff to the Spear of the Ice King, you might actually combine it with the Horse Armor of the Ice King and get really huge snare resistance for your cavalry units. That can be interesting, like suddenly, hey, you go fast, not worried about spearmen or war dogs or whatever. You just go by. So yeah, definitely make sure to log in as much as possible to get your rewards, especially the ones you want. So yeah, like the third day is for the decorations mainly, but yeah. So week 3 for the walls, that's definitely important. You want the items, hey, 7 days in those weeks. Anything else that would be like really worth noticing? I guess the consumable recipe, but that's about it. So whatever you like, hey, make sure to log in. Bringing you the complete set, whatever, similar to normal login rewards. So yeah, I'm not gonna repeat how it works, okay? Just make sure to log in to get the rewards. Okay, then obviously the ice cream vendor is back. You'll get one with the initial quest for the event. So yeah, if you were here last year, you'll get a second one. So yeah, get it. And you also get the rock for this set for decoration. So you get the rock for free for the initial quest, and then for these pieces you need to log in. There's no other way to get those. So you want the complete decoration, you need to log in. So there's that. That's still part of the thing. How do you access? Pretty simple. Just hey, find this snowman near your Empire store. Talk to him, you'll get the quest. Hey, you will travel to the Ice King's fortress, and there you will just finish the quest, and then from that moment you will have access to all of the quests, the global ones, the legendary ones, the mini quest. Obviously depends on the level, so if you want to get here you need to be at least level 10, remember that. Also the other snowman is available in Sparta as well, so if you don't see him in your capital for some reason, you can go to Sparta. There's another snowman there. Then you will get to the fortress, and there you will have the quest. So what is the new content available in the event? So 10 minigame style quests and 12 legendary quests with awesome rewards. So these legendary quests, honestly, there is nothing new. And that's what makes me sad, because Halloween event had no new legendary quest. Now winter event has no new legendary quest, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of getting bored because there's no new quest. Quests are becoming easier, which is making me angry and bored at the same time, and so I'm kind of losing interest in the game, to be honest. And this is just not helping, okay? But okay, so Marion, Korean, Questing in the woods on snowy evening, Ice King Mountain, Winter Wonderland, Run Rudolph, Pop Foss. You'll be home for Yule, most wonderful time of the year, Frozen Roman Snowman, Cold Cataclysm, Your Saturnalia, and the last one is Winter Breeze from last year. So this year the Winter Breeze should be added to the Ice King's Fortress in your home city. So yeah, I mean, I understand the Winter Event has a lot of quests, like I get it, but still wouldn't hurt to get at least some interesting quest. Then we have the mini games, and you said 10 mini game? Is that 10? I feel like that's overkill, kinda. We need to count them. But what do I know? Reindeer games, the Ice King's coming to town, do you feel what I hear? Home for the holidays, spring Yuletide cheer, dash away, all. Hammer the Yuletide come. I think this is... I don't think there's 10 of them. Like, I feel like that's a lot. That's something the summer event has. Not winter event. I think that's it, yeah. Summer event has like 10 quests. Winter event is like these and that's it. And then, alright, yeah, the ice cream vendor. Okay, yeah, that's correct. My mistake, I forgot that there are 3 mini games at the ice cream vendor. Yeah, once you place it, you will have access to them. But you don't have access to those throughout the year. That's the thing about it. That kind of makes me sad. So yeah, you have these quests, previews, whatever. If you were here last year or previous years, you might know most of them. Nothing really new. So if you wanna check them out, hey, I already uploaded them. So make sure to check out my channel, search for those videos, and I got them, I believe, under nice playlist, so you can check them out all in one place. So that's good. Okay, new PvP quests. I don't really care about PvP, and I don't know if there's any new PvP quests. All new gear, vanity gear, and capital city decorations. Well, it's not completely new, to be honest. Most of this stuff is well known. So yeah, houses, the igloos, vanity, so the ice one and winter one, and then the fortress or stronghold, Ice King Stronghold. That's the archive building. So if you want to get it, it costs 15,000 event points. So honestly, if you are able to farm like 6 items, you get 1 stronghold. That's how I would describe it. So it's not completely hard to get these. It should be pretty fast. Like if you keep playing, like I don't know, like if you manage 5 quests, that would be really good. But if you manage like playing 3 quests, then you will be able to get few strongholds during the event, so it shouldn't be that bad. Woolly Mammoth, available to players as both capital city decoration and as a legendary consumable. That's old information. Come on, that's been here for quite some time. Where do I find the new PvE quest? That's in the Ice King Stronghold. So you have the main guy, where you will find the legendary quest and the crafting quest, where you will put together the items. Then you have the minigame quest at this female quest giver. And then you get the PvP quest, which is the Snowman in Sparta. So that's easy. Nothing else to say. Can I get every item? Yes, you can. What are winter points? So pretty much play quests, complete the quests, you get the event points. Then Ice King's heart and shards. Those are the materials for the events. Basically, you are gathering the shards, but you need the hearts, and to get the heart, you just talk to the quest giver, either the one in Sparta or in the Ice King's Fortress. I think Spartan one has it as well. Don't call me on that. I believe it has. I think it says it here. You can convert. Yes, it says. So basically, you will have a quest there, and you will use 25 shards to get 1 heart, and from that you can get items. Obviously, we have the store, so where you purchase all the decorations, vanity, and also some of the items. Now, what new gear is available for the event? So we have one new gear, which is the Sword of the Piercing Frost. And I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for the Sword of the Piercing Frost to be actually a real thing. I don't know. I think it was like I was hoping last year, but we got the arrows, which I'm still gonna say it is the most OP item in the game right now. But yeah, we got a sword, and to be honest, when I saw the sword, I was like, does not look that bad on a first look, but once you put together the math, and I'm not gonna do this right now, I'll put it in another video together with the light spear, so we have some content from this event as well. But yeah, to basically how to describe it simply for you, I would say it's not rather like super strong item on its own, but you need to get into situation where you fight heavily armored units. So the ideal usage for this item are like Roman quests or the Celtic quest, maybe even Norse quest, but that actually depends because the most heavily armored unit is Harjar, and Harjars don't really do that much damage, so I would not really worry about that, but it can be good against Norse as well. The other saves, I mean, maybe Persians, but yeah, units that use swords do not really counter cavalry, so it's not gonna be ideal either, but it can be used, but I don't think you will find it that useful. But yeah, the units the Celeste team recommends here. So Persian Immortal. Now for this one, I don't really feel like you want it necessarily on Persian Immortal. I'm not saying it's bad. No, don't get me wrong. I think it's okay item for Immortals, but I don't really feel like you want it on Immortals. And I'll explain in the next video why I think it's not really that needed on Immortals. It's okay to use it. You can definitely go with that. But I would not really say you have to. Babylonian Royal Guards, I think that's a good idea to put it there. But then I would also suggest putting some more HP stats on your Royal Guards as well, because if you're using Tiberius and now switch to the Piercing Frost, you will lose a lot of health, and in my opinion, and you know this from my previous videos, I'm always trying to suggest putting some extra health on the Babylonian Royal Guards because they are very squishy, and because of their very high cost, if they will be dying a lot, then you will be paying a lot, and it's gonna be very hard on your economy to maintain the production of the Royal Guards. So you want to keep them alive for as long as possible. So losing the health is not really good. That's why I would suggest, if you are putting this on Royal Guards, then use some more defensive item elsewhere, whether it would be the medium armor or the soldier's gear. I mean, this is ideal for you to actually use the Ice King's Greaves if you have spare ones. I don't remember. I did not check actually where. Wait, we are at the items. What am I doing? But yeah, I don't know if it's just gonna be from the logins, but I think the Greaves are only from logins, so you will be able to get only one of those. I would say if you have some more defensive medium armor, that's gonna be rather ideal then. I think this would be a good reason to put the medium armor from the summer event on the Royal Guards. So you put this, which is gonna be, and overall this is more offensive sword, but it's not gonna be that good against buildings, so you need to remember that, but it's gonna be definitely great against units. Which Royal Guards are ideal units to deal with units, not the buildings. So if you ask me, I think Royal Guards can be good, but consider adding some extra health elsewhere. Now we have the Indian Juggernaut, which officially has not been introduced, I think, or was it? I don't remember. But yeah, basically this is gonna be the biggest Indian elephant unit. So it's gonna, I don't know its exact stats. I don't know what it's gonna be about at all. So for now, I cannot really say if I would suggest it. And I would be a little bit careful with this sword around cavalry. And again, I'll be explaining it in the next video. I don't think cavalry units are gonna be the ones that really want this sword at all. So I am not really sure if I wanna put it on the Indian Juggernaut, but who knows? Maybe it will prove to be good. Okay, next one, Celtic Champion. And this is actually what I've been trying this sword for now, the Celtic Champions. And if you have watched my Celtic gear video, you know I was like I like my gear with the Zahak sword and like the damage build, but I just feel like it's not completely ideal and I would rather have something else. So I gave this sword a try and I'll be honest, I'm quite happy about this. I'm very happy. And this unit was actually one of my main reasons why I kind of wanted the Piercing Frost sword. So if you ask me, I already like it on Celtic Champions, but at the same time I'm like, this sword is very strong at the same time. So yeah, I'll be explaining everything, but yeah, Celtic Champions I can definitely recommend. Now Roman Legionary, now everyone's like, yeah, we got Caesar. That's true, but you need to get to H4 to get the Caesar. So before H4, this sword can be actually really good. Once you get Caesar, hey, it's some nice extra bonus, especially when you're playing against the Romans and the Celts. So this sword can definitely help you early. But what I kind of want to try, and I've been trying this a lot, is going with Pompey instead of Caesar. So, in my opinion, this sword could be extra useful if you're going with Pompey, because you get the Igno armor. It's not the same value as Caesar, but it's definitely there, and it can definitely help you with your Pompey. And I'm like, to be honest, Pompey is not a bad advisor. I'm like, everyone's like always going for Caesar, always going for Crassus. But are they actually giving try to Pompey, and not only with like cavalry builds, but like trying like the legionary with onagers? Because Pompey buffs both of these units, and like having extra damage for onagers is very nice. So yeah, it's definitely something I want to try on the legionaries with Pompey. Definitely is gonna be very interesting. Now, here's the last one, which is the Roman Centurion. And to be honest, if you put this sword on Roman Centurions, I swear it's a huge overkill and it's not gonna be that good for you, no matter how I look at it. It's not that it's gonna be like completely useless, obviously not. But let's be honest, do you need extra Igno armor? Like seriously, these guys are getting 60% Igno armor just from their champion upgrade, which is already huge. And adding like extra 20, like why? Why would you need that? I just don't get it. So if you feel like adding extra 20% is nice, I'm just like, okay, not the worst, but like, do you really need it? Wouldn't it be better to just, I don't know, put like Tiberius on them and so they last longer? Or maybe Zahak and combine them with the Clinicus and just heal away and never die? I feel like that would be much more useful. Or even going with like armor and using the Clinicus healing. That would even that time it would make more sense. I just feel like this for Centurions is gonna be overkill. And that's just my opinion. Like, it's overkill. Let's be honest, it is overkill. Like 60% is already huge. I don't think you need more than 60% of Igno armor. That's already great. So that's my opinion. But yeah, I'll be discussing this more in the future. hopefully near future. Now, then we got the Arrows of the Piercing Frost returning. So yeah, the returning gear. Arrows of the Piercing Frost. I would not agree with this. I mean, okay, Ignore armor put together, yes, it's nice, but come on, man, you don't need to stack it that much. Like, remember, because you're stacking ignore armor, the value is not gonna be that great. You're not getting that big value. Once you have like the 60%, you don't need another like 5% or 20% because it's already huge. So I'm just gonna say, consider the fact that you should never like overdo it with ignore armor. Never. It's just like I feel like 25% is already really good enough. If you have more, that's fine. But like going more than 60%, it's overkill. That's my opinion. Okay, but yeah, Arrows of the Piercing Frost, get them because they are very strong, and I am gonna say these arrows just need nerf. It's too much. And in my opinion, it should go either you remove the damage and then maybe buff the ignore armor, so we have something like the Brenos craftable arrows, so which give like range and crit chance, but in this case it would be ignore armor. So I would say I would either go that route, so you have range plus ignore armor, or just make it pure damage and ignore armor, remove the range, and maybe buff the damage and ignore armor a little bit. But like having all of these is just overkill. It's too much. This literally makes these arrows #1 choice in general. Like, unless you're specializing the unit, like for example, you want to kill infantry faster, for example, the Babylonian Bowman, you will always consider this one, to be honest. Like, the only real competition is like common Taurus arrows for the Navy, but that's it. Like, what else? Seriously, nerf these arrows already. Now, Light Spear, we are definitely gonna take a look at the Light Spear. And again, it's gonna... I kind of wish the Sword and the Light Spear had similar stats. This matter. I like the health being the same, but like the damage, ignore armor, those were the same. We definitely need to analyze these numbers, okay? So yeah, definitely look forward to the next video. But yeah, the Light Spear... Elephants can be nice, but again, it's a calorie, so careful with that. Ekes, again, calorie unit, so careful with that. Hoplites are definitely a nice choice, if you ask me. I was trying the Light Spear with the old stats, and I liked it on the Hoplites. It was very nice to use them a little bit more offensively, to be honest. Okay, now we got the blueprints. Obvious choice, towers. Just put it on the towers. Then the walls of the Piercing Frost, again, put it on towers. Fortresses are option, but I do not really recommend it, to be honest. Fortress, that's more like a meat shield in the meaning for the buildings, actually. Yeah, it's better just put more health and like armor on the fortresses than just damage and ignore armor. Then Heavy Spear, I'm just gonna say this is still one of the best spears, so definitely try to get it as well. Greaves, if you're looking for some soldier gear for your more defensive units, such as the Sparabara, Shield Bearers, maybe you want to build your hoplites more tanky, this is a great choice in that matter. And the Horse Armor, like I said, it has the snare resist, so if you wanna reduce the snare, then definitely make sure to get this item as well. Now, what else we got? Wait, I did not check it, but yeah, these are craftables. These are craftables, and then we have the other gear. So you have these from the login rewards. You definitely want to get the axe. Definitely get the axe. Sling is like, okay, but who cares, to be honest? It's more of a utility piece of gear for your slingers to slow the enemy units. Staff of the Ice King. Honestly, it's a good staff, but without the range, hey, you need to get close. So careful with that, but definitely get the Greaves if you can. But it's not like super necessary, but because as you can see, the Greaves are also purchasable at the winter store. So you don't really need to get this Ice King's Greaves, you can just purchase them. And we will definitely look at the prices soon enough. But yeah, also this is worth noting. So these pieces of gear will have these costs. So it will start at 1, second one and third one will also cost 1. I mean the Ice King's heart. Fourth one is 2 hearts, and then the fifth one and onward it's gonna cost you 3 hearts. At that point it will also have cooldown of 36 hours. In this case, the horse armor of the Ice King, this one, so also you can craft the horse armor, and the heavy speed of the piercing frost, those will cost 2, 2, 2, 3, and 4. So they cost 1 more Ice King's heart. So a little bit more. And I'll be honest, like, I'm like, why does this need to cost that much? Because I don't find it like being at the top of my choice for the light armors. But the heavy speed of the piercing frost, I can get that, but horse armor, nah. I would rather see the arrows there, to be honest. But yeah, you need a lot of arrows to like put it on all of your units, but if you just get 1 for each, that's more than enough. Global quest again is just, there's the wanted board in the Ice King Stronghold. You just accept the quest there. You will also have the turn-in quest there for some extra points and shards, and that's pretty much it from this block. So let's go back into the game. Let us log in, and let me log in here for the Romans, and we will show you. So remember, if you have the Ice King Stronghold from previous years, where's mine? Okay.
Did you bring anything to
then
eat?
you will find all of these quests here. So if you take a look, now they offer the winter points, they offer the chests, the event ones, and the shards. And the options do not offer any extra points nor shards. So yeah, just look at the main objective, and you can see like this is 3 stars, so 675 points. You'll get 5 shards. If you take a look at the Run Rudolph, that's 800 points, which is already good, and 6 shards. Honestly, I would move it. Wasn't this one actually giving like 7? How did I think about it? Wasn't it like 5 shards for the 2 stars and 7 shards for the 3 stars? Man, they changed this. I swear. I don't think I'm mistaken about this, but yeah, the 2 stars, 550, and 4 shards. So each star will give you 1 more shard and some extra points. 125, I believe. That's it.
Your sword is needed.
So that's
Return
important.
soon.
So as you can see, the Snowman
Tell me what
here.
you heard. Think of others.
Here near
not
the
yourself.
Empire Store. Remember, Empire Store, not the Empire Bazaar. Empire Store, this is the small tower building. That's
No
where you
fear
find
yet.
the
Give it
Snowman.
time.
And as you can see, the first quest, you get the Ice King vendor and the Rock of Satalia, which is,
Can you bring me back some food?
I believe I have it right here. So it's like this piece of rock, and that's it pretty much. You just place it on the water
Like my new hat? It
spot,
growls.
and that's it.
Keep an eye out for enemies.
And do I have the ice cream? It should be around somewhere. Hang on. Alright, I don't have the objectives activated yet because you need to complete the first quest. But yeah, here you will find the 3 mini games from last year. So make sure to check out those as well. So yeah, here Ice King Stronghold, the Jutland map. So just here, north, and there you'll find it. Here we go. that's pretty much it. Now, as you could see, you don't find all of the legendary quests in the Ice King Stronghold now. Instead, once you complete this, and you can see they are already available here. So 4 of them are here. You complete this, and you also get the Winter Breeze here. Man, who made this? Well, whatever. And also, there's the Broken Heart, so you get the shards. Here's the heart. And then you have the craftables, so the spear, blueprint, and so on, the armor, and the others. So remember, the sword is the new one. Definitely get 1 per civ, except Egyptians. Egyptians do not use swords, so definitely get 1 per civ. It's not necessarily like you don't have to use it on that civ, but if you feel like to try it sometimes,
We shall celebrate
there's
your
that.
return.
So that's where you find the legendary and the crafting. Here you'll find the global quest. So like this one, complete the legendary quest. You can see extra points and shard. The Ice King's minions, same. And then we also have the turn in materials quest. So I believe this is even more than what the Halloween one had, because these were giving like 375. Now it's like pure 500, so you get, for each unit you get 1 point, which is good, definitely. And then for the advanced materials you get 3 points per unit, so up to 15, as you can see, 1500 for those materials. So if you have some extra spare materials, then you can turn them in and earn a lot of points, which definitely
Can I be
helps.
of help?
Now we have this lady with the mini games.
Fortune be with
Also the snowman near my ice cream vendor should be activated now. But yeah, also the vanity items, make sure to check these, what it looks like. This is the winter one. Yes, this is the ice vanity, so check them out for yourself. Here's the store. So yeah, the heavy spear, I don't know why this one is the most expensive one, because I don't find it that good, but the buff, let's be honest, it's a nice buff. So 17,500 points, I feel like that's a lot, like for this item. That's just a lot. I get it, you will not get that many, but come on. Now the Greaves of the Ice King is definitely, you wanna get few pieces. It's more defensive than the Master Assassin gauntlets, so put this on your tanky units such as Sparabara, shield bearers. You might wanna use it on hoplites. Whichever unit you feel like you wanna use as your meat shield front line. That's a good item. Then we have the Javelin of the Ice King as well, 14,500. Also the Greaves are 15,500. Why do we need the 500 there? I don't know, but it's there everywhere. Okay. Now Javelin, obviously Javelin users can be nice. What this one offers is that the damage against buildings is gonna be very good and very comparable to something like the Javelin of Sinwe. So I think this is around like the 55%, is it? No, wait. No, it's like 50%. But you also get extra range, then you get the snare. So the longer the range, then the more utilized could be the snare, I should say. It will take longer for the enemy units to reach your ranged units. So it's a nice javelin. Just remember, you will not have that huge damage. So I suggest putting this on some of your javelin users with the longer range, such as the Takabara. I think Takabara is probably the most ideal for this item. Then if you want to trade for some chests, then you can, your winter points. It's just like Moe. I don't know what you can get from these, to be precise. I don't think you can get the legendary ones, but don't call me on that. I don't think you can. That's just Moe's exclusive, so it's gonna be pretty much the typical stuff, and only for winter event, I believe. it's available. The other events have either the level 40 or the large level 40, but not like the lower levels. Okay, there's the woolly mammoth. This is the blueprint. You get one or two, I don't remember. Whatever. It was in the login table. Okay, so you want to check it out. Okay, but let's move on. Then we have the residences, the decorations, winter warehouse. This is the 24th slot for the winter event. So hey, if you have some spare slot for your warehouse, or you don't have all 24 slots, then you can get some of these. These are very cheap, 450. You could see that's less than one legendary quest. Come on. So these should be like easy to get, so easy 24 slots. Then we have the snow fort. This is decoration. Then we have the vanity, and then we have some consumables, the frost fortress, the snowman, and then the super powerful special ability heroic aid. This is one of those consumables you get at the start when you create the Civ, I think, is it? You get to choose one of the three. And then I think Marcus Pollux has those quests. I don't remember, but I think you get them at the start once you create the Civ. So it's one of those. This one is the Summon 30 Mercenaries, which is very strong and I'd say somewhat popular. So yeah, that's, I believe, all I have to say. So yeah, my recommendations. Try to get the Greaves if you can. Mainly the Greaves. On as many units as you like. That would be my focus. You don't really need a stronghold or decorations, but if you want to decorate your capital city, hey, then definitely here it is where you find them. Then King Stronghold, you don't need it. Just visit someone's city who owns the King Stronghold, and you can play the quests there for yourself. You don't really need it now. Just remember to visit other players' cities. Javelin is nice, but I would say put it on like Takabara, then maybe like Babylonian War Chariot, and then I would be careful, but maybe even Carpenters could be nice with their speed. Maybe a few pieces of the Heavy Spear of the Ice King. I don't really recommend it, but if you wanna try it, go ahead. Nobody's really stopping you. Get definitely a few pieces of the Spear of the Piercing Frost if you can. Get the blueprints for your towers. Horse armor I would ignore, but if you wanna try it, go ahead. And also the Piercing Frost, try to get as many as possible, at least one per Civ. Light Spear, I suggest getting it for more offensive units. So if you want to go more offensive hoplites, that can be nice. Could be okay on elephants and echoes, but I need to run down the numbers. I think Ulfhedin is another good unit for the Piercing Frost, but yeah, I'll take a look at those numbers soon enough. And definitely grab the sword, one per Civ, except Egyptians. So that's all from me for now. Hope you enjoyed this. Tell me what you like about this event. I'm kinda disappointed that there are no new quests, but I'm interested to see the sword. However, I still find it very strong. So yeah, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, look forward to some follow-up video about some of the pieces of gear, namely the light spear and the sword. Definitely we will need to run down the numbers. This was Psychosaurus. I'll see you next time. Bye.